Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Alumni Field in Ann Arbor, Michigan for today's matchup between the Michigan Wolverines and the Penn State Nittany Lions. I'm Austin Falco. Alongside me is Marius Lex here.
Hey, Austin.
How you doing, Marius?
I'm doing very good.
Marius' first broadcast, his first ever softball game, actually. So we're going to have some fun with it today.
Hopefully. Let's see. I watched my first baseball game when I came to the US just a couple of months ago, and I was very pleasantly surprised, actually. It was very, very interesting. I especially like the way the tension built up as opposed to, let's say, basketball, which is awesome as well. Great atmosphere, especially here in the Chrysler Arena, where the tension is released every about 30 seconds, 40 seconds. Baseball and softball, they build up the tension and just release it in one huge wave of euphoria. I like that a lot.
All right, sounds good, Marius. Hopefully we'll get a nice tension-filled game. We'll have some fun today here at Alumni Field. Look at your starting lineups real quick momentarily, but it looks like we're going to start right away with Rebecca Ziegler leading off for the Penn State Nittany Lions against Tara Blanco. Ziegler bunts one to third base. Monterano's on it, throws to first, and that ball skips away from Canfield. Peters with the backup on the play. And Ziegler was able to get to second on that one as Peters had to double clutch that ball. Could not get it to Abby Ramirez, covering second on time. And the Penn State is in business immediately with a runner on second here on the top of the first. That one will go down to the books as an error on Katie Alexander, on Lindsay Montemorano over there at third. A rare error for her over at third, normally very sure-handed. That brings up Molly Sorensen, the second batter of the game for the Penn State Nittany Lions. First pitch from Blanco is outside for a ball. And as I said, starting lineups for you today, we had Rebecca Ziegler leading off for Penn State. Molly Sorensen bats second. On deck right now is Christina Brackpool, as the 1-0 from Blanco is tapped towards second base. Canfield makes a play, shovels to Aiden Falk over at first, 4 out, number 1. Brackpool step up to the plate right now. After her will be Shelby Miller, Tony Polk, Tori Dubois, Delaney Elling, Mia Monopoly, and Sam Shanahan. That's your starting lineup for the Penn State Nittany Lions as Christina Brackpool steps up to the plate. That one's taken high, 4-1 from Tara Blanco. And on that play, Rebecca Ziegler did move to third base, so Penn State has a runner on third with 1 out here in the first. Your 1-0 from Blanco is fouled off to the right side.
That was a good pitch.
Yeah, it looked like Brackpool was behind that one from Blanco. Your Wolverine alignment so far. Sorry about that. The 1-1 pitch was taken for a strike. Wolverine alignment in the field from left to right in the outfield is Richardson, Christner, and Peters. The 1-2 from Blanco is hit towards second base. Canfield makes the play, looks back the runner at third, and fires over to first, 4 out, number 2. There's a nice play by Canfield there to look the runner back at third, make sure that runner did not score as that ball was hit hard enough. Where if the runner did break towards home, Canfield would have had a play on her.
Up next is Shelby Miller for Penn State with a batting average of .328, which is okay.
It's a pretty good batting average, yeah. And Miller takes that one low and outside, 4-1 from Tara Blanco. On the infield for Wolverines, there's your normal alignment on the left side of Montemorano at third, and Abby Ramirez over at shortstop. Faith Canfield, man, second base, and Aiden Falk is over at first with Tara Blanco on the mound, throwing to Katie Alexander behind the plate. The 1-0 misses, a little outside it looked like, for ball 2.
And even this early in the game, you can hear the crowd is going crazy. It's atmospheric here.
Yeah, Marius, I know you haven't had a lot of softball game experience, but
I have.
a big difference from softball, especially than other sports, is you're going to get a lot of the dugouts, the other players that aren't on the field, really get into the game and cheering on their teammates, which is a little unlike most other sports.
That's great. That's great.
After a conference on the mound, Blanco fires the 2-0. Off-speed is in there for a strike. So that brings the count to 2-1 with 2 outs here in the top of the first. Penn State has a runner on third. That's Rebecca Ziegler. And the 2-1 from Blanco. That one is taken just low for ball 3. Runs the count to 3-1. It's a little bit of an overcast day here at Alumni Field. It's been raining for most of the morning, or last night at least. Grounds crew did a great job to get this field in shape, ready for play. As the 3-1 is taken a little high and away for ball 4. So that puts runners on first and third here for Tony Polk. Polk batting .307 on the year. 1 home run to her name and 10 RBIs. First pitch from Blanco is taken low as that one bounced to the dirt for ball 1. Polk, a left-handed batter. Takes her time in between pitches here. Stands far back in that batter's box. Back foot almost on the line there. An upright stance. Waits the 1-0 for Blanco. It's taken for strike 1 as Miller over at first swipes second. So Penn State's got runners at second and third now with 2 outs here in the top of the first. 1-1 count on Polk. Still scoreless so far. 1-1 pitch is hit high towards left field. Richardson is there though, makes the catch for out number 3. So a fairly eventful top of the first inning. Penn State gets a couple runners on an error and a walk, but do not score as Blanco works out of the jam here. So after 1/2 inning, we're still scoreless here at Alumni Field, 0-0.
And you can tell, softball. You told me this before the game. Softball is a little bit quicker than baseball. I like that very much. I mean, I like baseball and the slowness of it as well. I like that there's no time limit. It gives the game like this special vibe, because most games, most sports do have a time limit, and this makes baseball, also cricket, somewhat special, somewhat a special entity in the sports world. And the same goes for softball, and I do enjoy this, but I also enjoy the quickness of the game.
Yeah, and if you're just tuning in for us, we do have Marius Lex here on the broadcast today, taking in his first softball game and his first broadcast for WCBN Sports, if I recall.
Ever. Yes, absolutely. And I do have to say, baseball, where I'm from Germany, by the way, and most people in Europe will know baseball, but once I told my parents that I was going to be calling softball today, they were polite. They said, "Oh, cool. Nice, good job, son." But they didn't really know what I was talking about, and chances are most people won't. But now our number 11, Natalie Peters, stepped up to the plate and is ready to hit.
Yep, Natalie Peters is leading off for the Wolverines here. Against the Penn State pitcher, it's Madison Seaford out there. She has a .368 ERA on the season in 13 appearances, 11 game started, 59 innings on the year. And as we were talking before the broadcast, the Penn State pitchers aren't very strikeout inducing.
That is absolutely true.
As Peters fouls off a couple pitches and is down 0-2 in the count. The Wolverine lineup for today is going to be Natalie Peters leading off, Faith Canfield bats second, Amanda Vargas bats third, Aiden Falk is fourth, Tara Blanco is fifth, Abby Ramirez and Kelly Christner bats 6 and 7. followed by Katie Alexander and Lindsay Montemurano to round out the order. As the 0-2 is slapped foul by Peters. Stay alive.
She will. You have to remember, she has the second best batting average of all our batters, so that is pretty good.
And Natalie Peters, the Wolverines' leadoff hitter for the season. A bit of a surprise coming into the year, but she's more than held her own so far this season. Normally it's her and Abby Ramirez at the top of the order, the Slap Sisters. As that one is slapped into left center field. That's going to be a base hit for Natalie Peters to lead off the game. And the Wolverines are in business here in the bottom of the first. And if you notice, Marius, we call them slap hitters because they do run out of the box trying to slap that ball most of the time over towards the left side of the field. Try to put it in the field, make them make a play because they have some speed and get to first.
That does make sense. How common is a home run in softball?
What's that?
How common is a home run in softball?
It depends on the team. It really depends on the team.
All right.
As Faith Canfield steps up to the plate. She takes the first pitch for a ball. It's 1-0. Canfield yesterday against the Nittany Lions, 3 for 3 with 2 doubles and an RBI. As she was batting in the 2 spot for the second game in a row. That pitch is taken low for ball 2. Count is 2-0 on Canfield. Your defensive alignment for the Penn State Nittany Lions. You have Dubois, Ziegler, and Shanahan from left to right in the outfield. Miller, Polk, Sorensen, and Brackpool on the infield. And Seifert is throwing to Monopoly behind the plate. As Canfield slaps that one foul and out of play to the left side. Two-one count now. Canfield batting a more than respectable .349 on the season. Has 4 home runs to her credit. Not much wind right now, so I don't think we'll have any wind-induced home runs. As Canfield hits that one towards third base. That one eats up the third baseman, Miller. And that's going to get another runner on for the Wolverines. As Peters advances to second, and Canfield makes it to first.
And that is the quantum of luck you might need in the very beginning of the game just to get on top right away. I feel like you mentioned, Austin, before, Penn State isn't very good at striking out. I mean, our Megan Betzer has a higher striking out, no, not a higher striking out average, but she has more strikeouts than all of Penn State pitchers combined.
Yeah, Megan Betzer is certainly on another plane, but as the first pitch gets away from the catcher, Monopoly, and both runners will advance. The Wolverines have runners on second and third now with no outs here on the top of the first. Wolverines in prime position here with Amanda Vargas at the plate. Vargas batting .333 on the season. Only her 11th start this season. And she does have 2 home runs and 10 RBIs to her credit so far. As she awaits the 1-0 from Seifert. That one is taken for a strike. So we got a couple early errors on both third basemen so far, as that last ball put in play by Canfield was charged as an error to third baseman Miller. The 1-1 to Vargas is slapped through the right side for a base hit. 1 run is in, the second runner is held at third base. As Amanda Vargas with an RBI single puts the Wolverines up 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. So the pass ball comes into play there as the base hit by Vargas drives in Natalie Peters for the first run of the ball game. That'll put runners at first and third for the Wolverines. Canfield over at third. As that ball was too hard hit for her to score from second on the play. And Amanda Vargas stands at first, having driven in run number 1 on the day. Aiden Falk steps in and taps that one foul to the left side. Just a really nice piece of hitting there by Vargas. She took the pitch on the outside part of the plate, didn't try to do too much, just smoked it through the right side.
Yeah, that's really this build-up of tension and the release. That was outstanding.
The 0-1 to Falk gets away from the catcher. And Canfield's going to be in to score. Vargas going all the way to third after the throw gets away from the pitcher, Seifert. And it is 2-0 for the Wolverines now. A couple passed balls here, giving the Wolverines some opportunities. And so far, they have capitalized, pushing across 2 early runs.
And that is exactly what you need, especially if you have Penn State on the away game. You got to earn some confidence as the Wolverines here. Make Penn State feel a little uncertain about their abilities, and I think this was a great way to start the game. They're going to really have to keep that up now.
Yeah, it looks like they have a conference on the mound for Penn State, or in the circle for Penn State there, as that was the second pitch in as many batters to get away from the catcher Monopoly. Is thrown pretty much right over her head by Seifert. And as I mentioned, Vargas able to go all the way from first to third as the throw from Monopoly to Seifert just went over Seifert's head, and Wolverines in business. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Already pushed 2 runs across, and a third run potentially standing over there on third base with Aiden Falk at the plate. Count is still 1-1. As that pitch is skied foul and out of play to the left side. Brings the count to 1-2. Falk batting .333 on the season, just as Vargas was before her last hit. Also 2 home runs to her name, but 24 RBIs on the season. She stands in there for the 1-2. That ball is low, 2-2. So the wind starts to pick up a little bit, blowing, it looks like in from right field by a little bit, so it's not going to play into Aiden Falk's power should she hit it that direction. 2-2 from Seifert. Is skied high and deep to center field. This one is going to hang up. The wind knocks it down a little bit. Vargas tags up, and she's going to score on the play. It is 3-0 after a sacrifice fly by Aiden Falk.
And I mean, that was a hit taken right from the books. I mean, that's what I think about when I think baseball, softball. That was a great hit, and it looked majestic, flying through the air like an eagle. Shooting Michigan to a 3-0 lead in the very early stages of this game.
Yeah, that ball definitely looked like it was ticketed for farther, but that wind that just mentioned kind of picked up a bit and knocked that ball down. Let it hang up a little bit for Ziegler, able to make the catch out there in center. As Tara Blanco steps in and takes strike 1. Nevertheless, Aiden Falk picks up her 25th RBI of the season. That's the team lead. As Blanco taps that one foul. It's 0-2. Didn't exactly look like Blanco wanted to swing at that pitch, but bat went just far enough around that that pitch was able to tick the bat and bounce behind the catcher Monopoly for strike 2. So Blanco down here 0-2 to Seifert. That pitch is taken a little bit low and away for ball 1. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Wolverines leading the Nittany Lions 3-0 on the strength of a couple hits and an error so far in the inning. The 1-2 to Blanco is taken again for strike 3. Blanco set down looking on strikes for Seifert's first strikeout of the day, and there are now 2 outs in the bottom of the first. That brings up Abby Ramirez for the Wolverines, another slap hitter. Ramirez batting .349 on the season. 3 doubles. She slaps that one high towards the left side. It's going to be foul. But the left fielder, Dubois, makes a sliding grab in foul territory to retire the side. And what a great grab there by Dubois to set the Wolverines down here in the bottom of the first inning. But not before the Wolverines are able to push across 3 runs on the strength of 2 hits and an error. After 1 here at Alumni Field, it's Michigan 3, Penn State 0.
That sliding catch by Dubois was very outstanding. However, she does have the lowest batting average in her entire team. So let's hope this this catch, this majestic catch, didn't give her the confidence to actually hit the ball.
Yeah, perhaps seeing why she's in the lineup, even though she has been struggling to start the season. A great defensive play like that definitely helps out the team and is worth being out there in left field for.
That is true.
And it will be Dubois to lead off the inning here for the Nittany Lions, followed by Delaney Elling and Mia Monopoly. So we've got one inning here in the books at Alumni Field. It'll be Tara Blanco in the circle for the Wolverines still. Same defensive alignment, no changes out here in the early going. And as we mentioned before, it'll be Tori Dubois leading off for the Nittany Lions. Dubois, right-handed hitter. Pretty upright stance, bat waggling above her shoulder a little bit. First pitch from Blanco is taken for strike one. 0-1 on Dubois. Michigan wearing their blue uniforms today, white pants. Blue uniforms with the M on the upper right shoulder. Numbers just down the lower left as the 0-1 pitch is taken for a ball. It's 1-1. Penn State in their white uniforms, blue pants. A little bit of stripes on the shoulder for Penn State with the Penn State name embroidered across the chest. The 1-1 pitch from Blanco is slapped towards Canfield at second. She scoops it, throws over the first. Plenty of time to retire Dubois. Nice snag there over at second by Faith Canfield. So that one looked like it was ticketed to right field, but Canfield stuck out the glove, was able to make the play, and there's one out here in the top of the first. That brings up Delaney Elling for the Penn State Nittany Lions. Elling batting .200 on the season. Started every game for the Nittany Lions so far. That one is, it clips Elling's helmet and scoots past Alexander, but Elling will get first base on that one. And Penn State getting started here early. Runner on first, one out in the top of the second.
And it's really impressive to see how many people came out on such a day, on such a cloudy day, especially with the cold and the rain. It's just very nice to see, to support our Wolverines.
Yeah, Alumni Field, not exactly at capacity, but I'd say at least halfway full.
It is.
On such a somewhat of a miserable day. It's the first pitch to Mia Monopoly is taken for a strike. Yeah, as you mentioned, it's been raining for the better part of a day here in Ann Arbor. At least it seems like it. The 0-1 from Blanco is taken for strike number 2. Clouds still overhead. I believe we have a threat of rain a little bit later, but hopefully be able to squeeze this game in before we get to that.
Let's hope so. What would happen if they didn't?
We would have ourselves a rain delay. They put the tarp on the field, and we have to wait out the rain or potentially postpone it. As the 0-2 pitch from Blanco is taken high for ball 1. Hopefully we won't have to worry about that, though.
Hopefully. That's what happened in the World Series, if I remember correctly.
Yep, yeah. Recently, the World Series between the Cleveland and Chicago Cubs did go to a rain delay right after the 9th inning. The 1-2 from Blanco is taken high for ball 2. Elling on first after a hit by pitch. Mia Monopoly on first base.
But this kind of pressure is usually what Blanco needs to really, really set off a game.
Yeah, Blanco's pitched outstanding so far this season.
Absolutely.
As the 2-2 pitch is taken just low and away for ball 3. The count has run full here with one out in the top of the second inning.
Really tight call by Laura Head at the home plate.
Yeah, so far she has been consistent, though. Has not been giving much away on that low outside corner. As the 3-2 pitch from Blanco is slapped foul to the left side. It remains 3-2. After Monopoly, we have Sam Shanahan waiting on deck. So 3-2 from Blanco is fouled off to the right side, just over our booth here, and out of play. Count remains 3-2 here as Mia Monopoly is able to stay ahead, or stay alive here in the count. Keep this potential Penn State rally going after Elling reached on a hit by pitch. Another 3-2 pitch from Blanco is taken just low and away for ball 4. There'll be 2 runners on now for Penn State, bringing up Sam Shanahan.
But it's nice to see that the only way Penn State seems to be able to move around the plates is by Michigan pitching error. I mean, they haven't had a very good hit in this game, which gives you the impression that Michigan is on a very good way to winning the next game.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Penn State yet to record a hit so far today. Gotten on base with a couple walks, a hit by pitch, and an error so far. Down 3-0 here in the top of the second inning. There's Jennifer Brundage out for a brief conference with Tara Blanco in the circle before she's set to face number 11, Sam Shanahan, our right fielder on the day for Penn State. Shanahan steps in, and the first pitch from Blanco is swung at and missed for strike 1. So Blanco already in a bit of a jam again here in the top of the second inning. A couple runners on at the top of the first. She's able to work out without allowing a run. So far, first and second with 1 out here for the Nittany Lions in the top of the second. The 0-1 from Blanco. Taken a bit high for ball 1. 1-1 now on Sam Shanahan. As we do see, there's a little bit more of a crowd filing in already. Perhaps got a late start getting to the game after the rain this morning. The 1-1 from Blanco is tapped to third base. Monterano charges, throws over to first, and records the out. But the runners do advance on the play.
But it's really nice to see the crowd going crazy. You know, it's like you mentioned, it's half full Alumni field, but sometimes half a crowd can be more extreme than a crowd.
Yeah, it was a nice play on Monterano that charged that ball. A tough play, really, but Monty is sure-handed as they come over at third. Calmly scooped that ball, fired over to Aiden Falk at first to record the second out of the inning. As the leadoff hitter Rebecca Ziegler steps in and takes ball 1. Runners on second and third now for Penn State, with 2 outs in the top of the second. Ziegler reached on an error by Montemurano after she bunted towards third in the first inning, and she takes outside for ball 2. So far, a bit of a tight strike zone here from home plate umpire Laura Head, but it is consistent, and that's all you can really ask for. As the 2-0 to Ziegler is taken low for ball 3. 3-0 now here, as Alexander's out to the circle to talk with Blanco here. Blanco in danger of loading the bases for Molly Sorensen.
And that's a formal handshake right there.
Ending their conference on the mound with a nice formal handshake, as Mary has mentioned. 3-0 here's the count. 3-0 is the score in favor of the Wolverines here in the top of the second. As Blanco is ready and fires, 3-0 is missed high for ball 4. And the bases now are loaded for Molly Sorensen.
I guess so far in this game, the mound is our doom, Austin. Quick Lord of the Rings play.
Keep it up, Marius. I like it.
Thank you very much.
So Blanco looks like she's going to have to work out of another jam here as bases are loaded with 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. First pitch to Sorensen is taken for a strike. Sorensen, a slap hitter from the left side. She's actually listed as number 22, but is wearing number 28 today.
That is true. Somebody forgot his jersey, I guess. I mean, that happens to the best. And
Definitely
also
does.
to Penn State.
And the 0-1 is slapped foul by Sorensen. 0-2. Blanco on the verge of getting out of this unscathed. Last time up in the first inning, Sorensen did ground out to Canfield over at second. Down 0-2 here to Blanco. Blanco twists and fires. Taken low and away for ball 1. 1-2 now on Sorensen. Elling is on third for Penn State, Monopoly on second, and Ziegler over at first. Ziegler, the fastest runner out of the 3 over there, is the leadoff hitter. As the 1-2 is slapped foul to the left side, just foul, past Monterano's glove. The count remains 1-2.
Is stealing possible in softball?
It is possible. It's a little risky with bases loaded here. I'd be surprised if Penn State decided to pull off a steal. Bases loaded and a slap hitter at the plate.
That is correct.
The 1-2 from Blanco is slapped towards Canfield over at second. She makes the play, throws to first for the out, and Tara Blanco tight ropes out of another jam without a runner scoring for Penn State. And after an inning and a half, the score remains Michigan 3, Penn State 0. And Canfield's had a busy day over there at second base, already her 4th out recorded in only 2 innings. Looking very smooth over there, ranging both to her right and her left. That one was off towards second base a little bit more. She's able to range over there and make the play with plenty of time to retire Molly Sorensen.
And that is exactly what you need, Austin, to get an early grasp on the game. Try to control, try to take the lead. And then you can approach the whole thing quite differently than Penn State has to now. They really have to turn up their game in order to get behind what they want to accomplish here. But it's not that easy with the home crowd here at Alumni Field going crazy for the Wolverines, and the Wolverines being in a good form.
Yeah, you did hear a nice cheer from the Alumni crowd field here after Canfield was able to record that 3rd out of the inning and work out of that jam. Really a nice job by Blanco so far. Work out of a couple early jams and keep Penn State off the board, maintaining that 3-0 Wolverines lead. In the bottom of the second, the Wolverines will send up Kelly Christner, Katie Alexander, and Lindsay Montemurano. Christner has been the Wolverines' best hitter so far this year. She stands in there and takes a little low and away for ball 1. Christner batting .427 on the season. 4 home runs, 21 RBIs. The 1-0 is taken for ball 2.
Ball 2. And you can really understand Madison Seifert there. She has to pitch to the #1 Michigan hitter so far, and that certainly makes you more nervous than anything else.
Yeah, the 2-0 there is taken a little low and in for ball 3. Yeah, Seifert definitely not trying to serve anything up for Kelly Christner here. Trying to hit her spots very precisely, get Christner to chase a little bit, not grooving anything right down the middle of the plate. 3-0 Christner is taken for ball 4, and the leadoff hitter is on once again for the Wolverines here in the bottom of the second. Last inning, it was Natalie Peters getting on base with a leadoff single. This time it's Kelly Christner getting on base on a 4-pitch walk that brings up Katie Alexander, the catcher on the day. Peters did come around to score last inning, as the Wolverines' first 3 batters they sent up all reached base and all came around to score. So Katie Alexander steps in and takes the first pitch for a strike. And Kelly Christner, a threat to steal over there at first base, 9 stolen bases in 11 attempts on the season. We've also seen Carol Hutchins put on a bit of a hit and run every once in a while, as that one is hit high and deep towards left field.
It is an outstanding hit.
And Ziegler is there to make the catch on the track as Christner scurries back towards first. And I'm not sure what else Alexander could have done there. She hit that one about as high and as hard as she could, but the wind just knocked it down on the track as Ziegler was able to get back there and make the grab.
unfortunately, but that was a great hit.
Katie Alexander looking for her second home run on the season. Perhaps just got under that one a little bit, allowed the wind to knock it down. Nonetheless, Ziegler was there on the track, and Christner was ready to come around to score if that ball had gotten down. She was already at second base, had to scurry back to first. So Lindsay Montemurano steps in and takes ball one. Wolverines getting some good swings here early on Madison Seifert. Montemurano up 0-1 in the count. Fouls out. No, that was hit fair actually towards third base. So third baseman Miller makes the play, charges in, and throws to first for the out. That one came a little high and tight on Monty there. She check swinged and more of a defense swing there and tapped it towards third base. Looked like it was going to roll foul, but the third baseman Miller charged in and made the play before it could. And that's the second out of the inning.
Kristen at second base now, and I have to say, she has a great batting average, and like you said, a lot of steals this season so far. With me thinking steals are one of the coolest thing in baseball and softball. That makes her very likable. Very good player.
Natalie Peters steps in here with 2 outs and takes ball one. Peters, that slap hitter from the left side. Looks like Penn State has a wheel play on. Should Christner take off towards third base with the third baseman charging in. Shortstop Polk moving over towards third to cover. And Christner does take off. The throw to third is in time for the third out of the inning. And like you said, Mary is talking about stolen bases. Christner tried to swipe one there, but a really nice play by Penn State as Monopoly fired down the third. The shortstop Polk was covering and slapped the tag on Christner for out number 3. So the Wolverines get a leadoff walk, but do not push across a run in the bottom of the second inning. They still lead 3-0 though, headed to the third.
Yes, unfortunately they couldn't score in this inning, but with every inning, Penn State, the pressure on Penn State increases, and that's exactly what we need.
Yeah, for Penn State next inning, it'll be Christina Brackpool, Shelby Miller, and Tony Polk on the slate to face Tara Blanco here in the top of the third. And so far, Penn State has been able to get runners on through some walks, some hit by pitches, some errors. Have yet to record a hit on the day, and have yet to push across a run on the day, as Blanco's been able to work around a couple jams. Got a runner on second and third in the first, bases loaded in the second. But no runs allowed by Blanco so far. She continues what has been an extremely good season for her so far. Coming into today's game, she has a 2.16 ERA in 16 games, 77 2/3 innings pitched on the season. She has struck out 75 so far on the season. Has yet to record a strikeout today. As Christina Brackpool steps in for Penn State. First pitch is offered at and missed for strike one. Looks like Brackpool pulled off that pitch a bit, perhaps trying to get it in the air, get it out towards left field. But the swing looked a little long, and Blanco was able to blow that one past her. The 0-1 pitch from Blanco is bunted out in front of the plate. It's going to be Alexander to make the play. Throws to first. Safe at first base. Canfield was covering. And I have to say, from up here in the booth, it did not look like she beat that throw.
I didn't see that happening.
So a really nice bunt by Christina Brackpool there. Just out in front of home plate. There was a little confusion as to whether Tara Blanco or Katie Alexander was going to make that play. Ultimately, it was Alexander to pick up the ball, fire it over to first base where Canfield was covering. But according to first base umpire John Baca, it was not in time, and Penn State has the leadoff hitter on here in the top of the third inning. That'll go down as an infield single and the first hit of the day for the Nittany Lions. And brings up number 77, Shelby Miller. Not to be confused with Diamondbacks pitcher Shelby Miller.
And then first
plate. It looks like Carol Hutchin is really giving it to first base umpire John Baca as he comes over to the dugout to tell her to quiet down. The crowd up in arms, as you can hear.
John Baca didn't have to do too much up till now, but I feel like he got this one wrong.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like Brackpool was out by about a half a step. But it doesn't really matter. It's the only thing that matters is what the call on the field was.
That is true.
As Shelby Miller's going to foul that one off behind the plate, 0-1. The crowd energized here at Alumni Field after that one, and after Carol Hutchins was really giving it to the first base umpire there. The 0-1 pitch to Miller from Blanco is taken for strike 2. So 0-2 now on Shelby Miller, who walked her first time up in the first inning.
And that's exactly what Blanco needs, I feel. She needs to get into the zone. And once she's there, she can accomplish anything.
The 0-2 pitch is taken a little outside for ball 1. Yeah, as you mentioned, they may just really want to get locked in here, just throw some strikes. Make the Penn State hitters at the very least put it in play. Give your fielders a chance. The 1-2 from Blanco is in the dirt for ball 2. Really nice block there by Katie Alexander. Prevented Brackpool from moving up to second on the play. Wolverines lead 3-0 here in the top of the third inning. The wind looks like it's shifted a bit from blowing in from right. Now it's blowing almost straight in from center field. As the 2-2 from Blanco is taken outside for ball 3. That runs the count full, 3-2 now. As Blanco takes a couple extra seconds out there in the circle to regroup a bit, think about what she wants to do with this one, and get the sign from the dugout. Miller is ready, and the 3-2 pitch misses high for ball 4, and Penn State has 2 runners on now to start the inning. That'll warrant a visit from Carol Hutchins out to the mound to talk with Blanco and Alexander.
And we talked a little bit about Carol Hutchins during the warm-up, and I have to say, she just looks like the coach who has this aura around her, this atmosphere of fierceness on the one hand, but then on the other hand, this calmness that just makes the team feel comfortable in what they do.
Yeah, Carol Hutchins, the winningest coach in NCAA softball history, definitely knows what she's doing out there.
I mean, we cannot forget the Big Ten championship wins. 92, 93, 95, 96, 98, 99, 2001, 2, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, question mark?
That is what the Wolverines are hoping to accomplish this season. As the first pitch to Tony Polk is taken for ball 1. Polk squared around a bunt there and pulled back. Polk last time flew out to the left fielder. That's Courtney Richardson. Blanco's 1-0 pitch to Polk is slapped towards third. Montemano makes the play, runs over to third base, records the force out on Brackpool. Great play by Montemano to scoop that one up, turn around and sprint back towards the bag to get the lead runner. Abby Ramirez perhaps making fun of her a bit as Ramirez was running over there to cover, but Montemano ran over there by herself anyway and made the unassisted play. So Penn State remains in stasis with runners on first and second, but there is 1 out in the inning now. As the first pitch to Tori Dubois is tapped foul into the Penn State dugout on the left side. It's 1-0, or 0-1. Dubois grounded out to Faith Canfield last time at bat, last inning. The 0-1 pitch is taken for strike 2.
And that was just a great pitch. You know, you could see that one building up in her arm and just crashing right into the catcher's glove.
Blanco up 0-2 here in the count. Twists and fires. That one's tapped foul, and that one's going to into the Wolverines dugout this time. So Dubois has both dugouts covered, giving softballs both ways there.
Have you ever caught a softball ball? during
I
a
have
game.
I have not caught one up here. We have a netting in front of us here, prevents us from getting many opportunities. On a cold day like today, we do have the windows closed. The 0-2 from Blanco is tapped to Blanco in the circle. Fires to Monterano at third. She fires over to first and out at first base. What a play by the Wolverines to record double play and get out of the inning there. Blanco to Monterano to Aiden Falk over at first. And just like that, Blanco works out of another jam. Penn State yet to push across a run. Wolverines still leading 3-0 after 2.5 innings.
See, and that is simply outstanding. This is the kind of freedom you get when you lead 3-0 early and just have the grasp on the game. Really, you don't catch that one every day, and it was just outstanding play by the Wolverines.
Yeah, a hot shot back up the middle to Blanco. Reached over to her right, picked that ball out of midair, tossed it over to Montemurano, who alertly covered third. Montemurano was able to make a quick turn, fire it over to all the way across the diamond to Aiden Falk over at first. If that ball wasn't hit as hard, I don't think the Wolverines have a chance at that one, as that was a bang-bang play over at first. This one does go in the Wolverines' favor, though, and they're able to get out of the inning. For the Wolverines this inning, Natalie Peters will lead off. She was at the plate when Kelly Christer was caught stealing last inning, followed by Faith Canfield and Amanda Vargas. That's the top 3 hitters of the Wolverine order, coming to bat here in the bottom of the third. Peters, last time up bat in the first inning, led off with a single, scored a run already, got the Wolverines started there in the top of the first inning.
And now it's Penn State's move to keep this 0. The pressure is on them.
Yeah, Penn State definitely getting a lot of runners on base so far, yet to push across a run, and with every run the Wolverines are able to score, makes it that much more difficult to mount a comeback.
That is correct, Austin.
As Peters stands in there and slaps that one towards the shortstop. That's Polk. She fires over to first, and what a scoop by the first baseman Brackpool over there to retire Natalie Peters for out number 1. It's a great play by Polk to range, bit to her left, made the play. That throw was in the dirt, and Brackpool on the short hop picked that one off the ground.
Faith Canfield at the home plate now with a batting average of 349. Outstanding so far this season.
Yeah, Faith Canfield reached on an error by third baseman Shelby Miller last time. Stands in there and takes strike 1. Canfield also scored a run in that first inning. As there's one out here in the bottom of the third. So far, Madison Seifert with 1 strikeout to her name. Canfield lines that one in the left field. That one is gone!
That is a home run. Outstanding.
Faith Canfield with a line drive shot over the fence and left. I didn't think that one had the height to get out, but it did. And Faith Canfield with a solo home run to put the Wolverines up 4-0 here in the bottom of the third inning.
And I have to say, this is my first home run in softball ever. It was beautiful, Austin. It was beautiful.
Yeah, Faith Canfield really struck that one well. Her 5th home run on the season. Just a line drive shot. Couldn't have gotten more than 30 feet off the ground. It just carried straight over that left field fence. The wind happened to die down right before it happened, so there was no chance of it knocking down. And with the way that was headed, I don't think the wind was going to knock that one down. It was just a shot there by Canfield. And
you could just feel the energy blasting through in Arbor.
That brings up Amanda Vargas, who takes ball 1. As we were saying, Faith Canfield's 5th home run of the season, her 18th RBI. The sophomore second baseman. And Vargas hits this one deep towards right field. That one's going to go to the right center field gap and down at the wall. Vargas hustles into second. She's going to have herself a double. And the Wolverines, hitting Seifert hard here in the bottom of the third, are in prime position to add another run to their 4-0 lead.
And in moments like this, you can really say it's great to be a Wolverine. You feel in Arbor basically cheering for the softball team, even the people who couldn't make it here today. Outstanding.
Yeah, it was
this
another
is the
nice
kind of energy. That's nice. We don't have that at our home university, you know. That's what makes the University of Michigan such a great place to study. Such a special place, too.
And we're going to have a pinch runner for Vargas out at second. It's going to be number 22, Thais Gonzalez, with Aiden Falk stepping up to the plate. Thais Gonzalez on the year has yet to attempt a stolen base, but she does provide a little more speed than Vargas out there on second base should Aiden Falk put a ball into the outfield. As Falk skies that one foul and out of play to the left side. The Wolverines with a couple extra base hits here in the bottom of the third inning. Already have scored one on the home run by Faith Canfield, looking to add more, with Thais Gonzalez running at second after a double by Amanda Vargas. As Falk steps in and smokes that one through the right side. That's going to be a single. Gonzalez is held at third. Falk stays at first. The throw gets past the catcher. Gonzalez will stay at third, but Falk is able to advance to second base on that play, as the throw from Shanahan out in right field was offline. And the Wolverines now with 2 runners in scoring position here with 1 out in the bottom of the third inning for Tara Blanco.
Penn State really under pressure now. They don't want to get the 2. They don't want to get...
You definitely do not want to fall too far behind here. Already down 4-0.
Exactly.
So we're going to have a conference in the circle here. Tara Blanco was over to third base to talk with Carol Hutchins. And it looks like Bonnie Thole also making her way over to the other side. Runners on second and third here for the Wolverines in the bottom of the third. 1 out. Already 1 run pushed across in the inning. Tara Blanco perhaps looking to snap out of an early season slump so far, only batting .203 on the season. 2 home runs, 19 RBIs on the season, looking to add to that here. And the wind begins to pick up again as Blanco steps to the plate. And that one clips her on the leg. That's going to load the bases as Blanco reaches on a hit by pitch. And now it'll bring up Abby Ramirez with the bases loaded. Abby Ramirez, as we mentioned earlier, was batting .349 on the day coming into today. Hit that foul ball to the left side last time. Great play made by Dubois, the sliding grab. She'll have another chance here with the bases loaded, perhaps looking to add to her 5 RBIs on the season.
Tara Blanco putting on a pullover, a sweater right there on first base. It is kind of chilly, it is kind of windy. The wind makes the flag of the United States float in the wind, however.
Yeah, Blanco trying to keep her arm warm over there at first. Abby Ramirez steps up and takes strike 1. 0-1 on Abby Ramirez. Madison Seifert perhaps trying to pull a Houdini out of her hat here, just as Tara Blanco's been able to do a couple times for the Wolverines already. 0-1 to Ramirez, a slapped foul towards the Penn State dugout. It's 0-2. Ramirez, not exactly a strikeout-prone hitter, only 3 strikeouts on the season. Down 0-2 here in the count. She slaps that one into left field. Dubois going back on it, makes the grab. Gonzalez is going to tag and score from third base on that one, though. That's a sac fly from Abby Ramirez, puts the Wolverines up 5-0. So that double by Amanda Vargas does come to pay dividends as the pinch runner Thais Gonzalez comes around to score after an appeal from Penn State at third. It is determined Thais Gonzalez did not leave before Dubois caught the ball. The run counts, and as you said, it is 5-0 in favor of the Wolverines now.
And Kelly Krisner stepping up to the home plate.
Krisner batting .427 on the season, fouls that one off and out of play to the left side. Runners on first and second as Aiden Falk and Tara Blanco were not able to advance on that ball hit to left field. Throw was cut off by the third baseman Miller. And Christner down on the count 0-1 here. That one's low for ball 2 or for ball 1. Evens count up at 1-1. And last time around, we saw Kelly Christner hit that high fly ball towards center field. The wind knocked it down, and Ziegler was able to make the catch. The wind looks like it's blowing in straight from center again, as Christner takes that one low and away for ball 2. We've already seen the wind a factor on a couple of fly balls hit deep to center field today. If Christner wants to hit one out, she might have to do it like Faith Canfield did and hit one on a line. And she does hit that one on a line, but it's going to be hang up there for the left fielder, Dubois, who makes the grab and ends the inning. But not before the Wolverines can score 2. After 3 innings, it is Michigan 5, Penn State 0.
And I think this is a great way to start my softball career, right? I mean, is this a usual score for this time of game?
So far, the Wolverines putting across some more runs. Wolverines haven't exactly been the most prolific offensive team so far this season. So it's good to see them score 5 here early in the first few innings. Give Tara Blanco a lead on the mound. So far, the Wolverines pitching has been nothing short of impeccable this season with Tara Blanco and Megan Betza on the mound. Megan Betza did pitch yesterday against these Penn State Nittany Lions. She had to put up a stat line of only 3 hits allowed, did not allow a run, struck out 14, only walked 1. As you talked about, Megan Betza striking out more batters than the entirety of the Penn State pitching staff so far this season.
The Wolverines really have the privilege of choosing between 2 outstanding pitchers. Tara Blanco with a fantastic season so far as well.
Yeah, definitely. Tara Blanco has earned herself a Big Ten Pitcher of the Week award already this season for her work in the circle. Megan Betza earned one last week after she pitched a no-hitter against Kent State last weekend here at Alumni Field in the home opener. Leading off for Penn State is going to be Delaney Elling, followed by Mia Monopoly and Sam Shanahan. And Elling stands in there, waits the first pitch from Blanco. She fouls that one back behind home plate for strike number 1. The light's starting to take effect here at Alumni Field. They just flipped them on. Perhaps make it a little brighter, easier to see out there. As Blanco's 0-1 is fouled to the left side. It's 0-2.
And you really see the crowd snuggling up under their blankets now. I mean, there's nothing better than a rainy Saturday at Alumni Field watching the Wolverines win with your loved ones under a blanket. That is nice. We don't have a blanket up in here, but I feel very close to you anyway.
If there is a way to spend a rainy Saturday, this is pretty high towards the top of my list at least, as the 0-2 misses high from Blanco. Yeah, as you mentioned, the crowd filed in a little bit more now, a little bit more than halfway full here at Alumni Field. It is still cold out. It's still pretty windy out there. As the 1-2 from Blanco is fouled off to the right side, and it's going to stay in play off the netting. But no one's able to make a play on that one. The count remains 1-2. Yeah, we can see Ray Fisher Stadium out behind center field. No game going on there today as the Michigan baseball team is in Maryland. That ball is tapped towards third to Montemurano. She makes the play, fires over to first for the out. 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. So far, Tara Blanco able to get plenty of ground outs so far today. Faith Canfield's been pretty busy over there at second base. We had a double play, hit right back up the middle earlier. A couple plays from Montemurano so far.
And great consistency by Aiden Falk as well. No mistakes there today.
Aiden Falk doing a nice job over there at first. First pitch from Blanco to Monopoly is taken low for ball 1. Yeah, Tara Blanco yet to record a strikeout on the day. She's not as prolific in her strikeout numbers as one Megan Betza, but she does have 75 strikeouts on the season. As that one is hit high and deep towards the left side of Monopoly. That one has the distance, but it's going to be foul. Nice swing of that bat there by Monopoly. She just hooked that one a little too much, and that's nothing but a long, loud strike.
Nice, but not nice enough.
1-1 now on Monopoly here with 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. Blanco twists and fires. That one's fouled back behind home plate. It's 1-2 now. Last out to bat, Monopoly was able to work a full count, fouled off a couple pitches, and ended up taking a walk. Like all the Penn State runners that have reached base so far today, though, she was stranded in the 2nd inning. The 1-2 from Blanco. Misses high for ball 2. 2-2 the count now. Monopoly batting .250 on the season. He's yet to record a home run, has driven in 5 though so far. 2-2. Taken for a ball. And I'll be honest, I'm not really sure where that pitch missed, but we don't have the best view up here, so I'm not going to make any judgments on that. That runs the count full. 3-2. Second time me and Monopoly has been able to do that against Tara Blanco today. And the payoff pitch from Blanco is popped up. It's going to be Mana Morano moving over to make the play. There are now 2 outs in the inning here. That brings up number 11, Sam Shanahan. And Blanco already with a cleaner inning that she has the first 3 innings so far. There's been runners on base all 3 innings so far. Set on the first 2 Penn State batters in the top of the 4th here as the first pitch to Shanahan misses high for ball 1.
With the pitchers, I feel it's always a lot about security. It's all about confidence.
The 1-0 to Shanahan is taken for a strike.
And once you earn that confidence, you can really get going.
Yeah, Blanco certainly not lacking confidence this season and not lacking confidence today as she was able to work out of 3 early jams already.
Great job so far.
The 1-1 pitch from Blanco is taken high for ball 2. 2-1 now on Sam Shanahan, the senior right fielder for Penn State. Shanahan batting .240 on the season. No home runs. She does have a couple doubles and a triple to her name thus far. The 2-1 pitch is grounded towards short. Abby Ramirez makes the play, throws over to first for out number 3. And Penn State goes down 1-2-3 here in the top of the 4th inning as Michigan maintains a 5-0 lead here at Alumni Field.
Michigan today like a fortress. Penn State doesn't really seem to stand a chance so far. Let's hope Michigan can continue this, especially with Blanco being rather consistent.
Yeah, Blanco definitely has looked good today, as has the Wolverines defense. Only 1 blemish so far today, and that was the throwing error by Mana Morano on the bunt in the 1st inning. Other than that, Wolverines defense like a black hole's out there, soaking everything up. A lot of ground balls so far, firing over to Aiden Falk over at first. Just done a nice job over there, as you mentioned earlier. And that's really helped to maintain the scoreless frames put up by Tara Blanco so far.
Absolutely. Defense, a black hole. Offense, an asteroid, maybe. Very fierce, very, very motivated, I feel. The attitude in the team seems to be very right. They really seem hungry. They seem greedy for more success. And that's exactly what you need in such a great team, because the quality is there if you have the attitude. And Carol Hutchins does a great job in provoking this attitude, in provoking this hunger, and provoking this greed. And that's what Michigan absolutely needs, besides the quality.
Carol Hutchins, definitely one of, if not the best coach in college softball. That'll be Katie Alexander, sophomore catcher, to lead off for the Wolverines here in the bottom of the 4th inning, looking to build on their 5-0 lead. Alexander flew out to deep center field last time, just like Kelly Christner. She also had a ball knocked down by the wind out there, as she takes ball 1 low and away. Notice with the wind again howling in from center. We've had points during the day where it's died down momentarily, but for the most part, pretty consistently blowing in, knocking down any balls hit up in the air. As Alexander pops that one towards the left side, and that one is dropped by the catcher Monopoly. A great effort there. She had to range out almost towards the dugout, made a lunging try at it, and just off her glove. As Alexander stays alive there. Count is now 1-1.
Carol Hutchins with a little bit of last-minute advice there.
Perhaps critiquing Katie Alexander's swing there, trying to prevent her from a nice short pop-up again here on the 1-1. Instead, Katie Alexander swings and misses on the 1-1 pitch. It's now 1-2. The swing there of Alexander did look a little bit long. We've seen some Wolverines hitters fall into that trap so far this season. She's down the count 1-2. She'll line that one up the middle for a base hit. That one's going to get all the way to the wall. Alexander on her way to second. She will be in there standing with a double to lead off for the Wolverines here in the bottom of the 4th.
What a great hit by Alexander. Quick run to second plate.
Yeah, very nice job by Alexander there. Shot that one back up the middle. Had just enough English to kind of squirt away from the center fielder Ziegler there. Got in the gap, got all the way to the wall, and that allowed Alexander to scoot into second and get into scoring position here with nobody out. That brings up the Wolverines' third baseman, Lindsay Montemurano. Montemurano with a ground out to third base last time. She squares to bunt and pulls back. It is called a strike regardless. 0-1 on Montemurano now. Alexander running for herself, unlike Vargas did last inning. Montemurano looks down to Carol Hutchins over at third. Perhaps getting a sign here after she squared on the first pitch. She squares again on the second pitch, bunts towards first base. That's the first baseman Brackpool, scoops it up and tags Montemurano to make the out. But Alexander is able to advance to third base on the play. So a sacrifice bunt there by Lindsay Montemurano puts a runner at third with one out here for Natalie Peters and the top of the Wolverine order. Looks like Carol Hutchins maybe making a switch here, though, after that sac bunt by Montemurano. Talk with the home plate umpire, motioning towards the dugout for someone out there. It looks like it's going to be Taylor Swearingen coming off the bench to pinch hit here for Natalie Peters in the top of the 4th inning. Or sorry, in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Austin, what does that mean?
So pinch hitter just means she's taking the at-bat instead of Natalie Peters. So it's Natalie Peters' time to bat in the batting order. But instead, Carol Hutchins going to her bench, trying to get a little more power, perhaps, and Taylor Swearingen. Natalie Peters is more of a slap hitter, more put it in play, looking for perhaps Taylor Swearingen to drive a ball to the outfield, perhaps pick up another sac fly. Swearingen takes the first pitch low for ball 1. Want to know on Taylor Swearingen, seeing her first action on the day. Stands in there and takes another pitch for ball 2. 2-0 now on Swearingen. Swearingen batting .222 on the season. Does have 1 home run and 5 RBIs to her credit, though. As the 2-0 is taken again, low and away for ball 3. 3-0 now on Swearingen. That's Katie Alexander over at third base. Led off the inning with a double. Moved to third on the sac bunt by Montemurano. And the 3-0 to Swearingen is taken low for ball 4. A 4-pitch walk As Taylor Swearingen comes off the bench, doesn't even have to take the bat off her shoulder.
I feel like it's very hard to come right off the bench and perform at your best. I think that's probably one of the hardest things in baseball I can feel, because you have a continuous flow of action in, let's say, basketball or soccer or football. Well, football not so much, but basketball and soccer. And I feel like it's very, very tricky to perform at your best once you come off the bench, especially if you haven't played in the game before.
Yeah, you're definitely right on that one, Marius. Nailed that one. And it looks like Natalie Peters is going to come in to run for Swearingen, who did come off the bench cold and didn't really have to swing the bat, but a great eye there to take 4 straight pitches for a ball. Natalie Peters will be over there running at first, with Faith Canfield coming up to the plate. Runners on first and third for the Wolverines. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch is taken low by Canfield for a ball. 1-0. And I would look for Carol Hutchins' double steal that she's pulled out several times already so far this year, where Natalie Peters takes off towards second, perhaps tries getting a rundown, allowing Alexander to score. So that pitch is taken for a strike here on Canfield. That said, Faith Canfield, one of the better hitters for the Wolverines so far this season. And she did hit a home run, line drive home run, her last at bat. She's going to pop this one foul on the right field line, and that's going to be foul. That one looked like it would have dropped in there had it stayed fair, as the right fielder Shanahan, first baseman Brackpool, and second baseman Sorensen all ran over to make the play, and it landed between all 3 of them, but it did land foul, so that brings the count to 1-2 on Faith Canfield. The 1-2 pitch is slapped down the right field line for a base hit. 1 run is going to score. Peters motoring from first. She's going to score. And that's Canfield's going to get all the way to third with a sliding triple. A 2-run triple for Faith Canfield here.
And that was just a great example for the meteoric dimensions of the Michigan offense today. Outstanding hit. And just a very quick run by all 3.
And that's going to put the Wolverines up 7-0 here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
And the crowd likes this. Stood up there chanting. That's exactly what we need for the Wolverines right now.
That was a great piece of hitting there by Canfield. After she lined a home run over the left field wall last time, she shoots a rocket ground ball down the right field line just past first base. Ball was able to get in the corner and allow Canfield to scoot all the way around the third. Also allowed Natalie Peters to score from first. And Katie Alexander had the easy job of just going third to home on that one. So the Wolverines up 7-0 on Canfield's 3rd RBI of the day as Amanda Vargas steps in and takes ball 1. The 1-0 pitch is taken for a strike. And Seifert so far today, we mentioned, doesn't strike out many batters. The Wolverines have been able to put the ball in play, only striking out 1 time. Vargas with a single and double already on the day. She pops this one high towards the left side of the infield. Shortstop Polka's there, and she makes the catch for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 outs here now in the bottom of the 4th. Wolverines leading 7-0. The runner on third is Faith Canfield. And the batter stepping up to the plate is Aiden Falk. Falk so far today, 1 for 1 with a single and a sac fly so far. Scored a runner in the 1st inning. The first pitch to Falk is high. That ball gets past the catcher. Canfield's going to come in to score. And it is 8-0 now in favor of the Wolverines, as the 3rd pass ball of the day for the Nittany Lions results in another run here for Michigan. A great heads-up base running there by Faith Canfield to fly off the base, and with no hesitation was able to score on that pass ball. The count is 1-0 on Aiden Falk now, with 2 outs in the inning. She hits that one high towards the left side. That's going to be Dubois camping underneath it in left field, and she makes the catch to retire the side.
Also, with all your expertise, with all your experience in this game and baseball as well, 0-8, 8-0, with the 5th inning coming up, is this game decided?
You can never say game's over for sure. At any time, a team can string together a rally here. However, with Tara Blanco on the mound, the Wolverines have to feel extremely confident about their chances to shut down Penn State and get out of here with a win.
That is true. It feels very good at the moment. Definitely.
It definitely does. Wolverines were able to tack on 3 more that inning, push the score up to 8-0. And if Blanco is able to get out of this inning unscathed, the Wolverines are perhaps possibly looking for a run rule victory in the bottom of the 5th. They could scratch across a couple more runs.
That is true, and the crowd can be very, very happy with that decision to come out today. Absolutely worth it today at Alumni Field. If you're out there somewhere in Ann Arbor and still want to join us, please do. It's absolutely worth it. Great game by the Wolverines. Great atmosphere in the stadium. The lights are on. What do you want more?
The lights are on, but the sky has brightened up a bit. The clouds not quite as intimidating as they were earlier on. Really a bright day. It seems like it's warming up a little bit, at least up here in the booth with our bit of a cracked window here.
That's because we are way hot up here.
But Tara Blanco, if she wants to keep the Penn State Nittany Lions scoreless, it's going to have to go through the top of the order for Penn State. Rebecca Ziegler, Molly Sorensen, and Christina Brackpool. Ziegler steps in there and takes strike 1 from Blanco. We're here in the top of the 5th with the Wolverines leading 8-0. You're listening to WCBN Sports. And we invite you to tune in to tomorrow's action also. That'll be the 3rd game of a 3-game series between Penn State and Michigan here at Alumni Field. As that second pitch to Ziegler misses, I guess, low for ball 1. As the crowd, the Wolverines dugout, and Tara Blanco in the circle seem to disagree with that call. The 1-1 from Blanco is high and away. 2-1.
With the first ball, Tara Blanco first celebrating her second strike, however, not called by Laura Head on the home plate.
As you mentioned, Laura Head has done a very nice job so far today. Tight strike zone, but very consistent. The 2-1 pitch misses high for ball 3. 3-1 now on Rebecca Ziegler. Ziegler so far 0 for 1. She reached on an error and a walk so far today. Has been stranded both times. The 3-1 from Blanco is popped foul out of play to the left side and in and out of the hands of a fan up there in the top row.
That was unfortunate.
He does have the gloves on there. He's all bundled up in that jacket, but right through the hands. He had prime position for it, and that one scooted out of his hands and over the stands there.
His neighbor warming up his hands already for the next one.
The count is full now as Ziegler lines that one into center field. That's going to be a base hit. She'll stop at first base as Kelly Krishner fields and gets it in. And Penn State has the leadoff hitter on again for the 3rd time in 5 innings. That brings up Molly Sorensen. Sorensen so far on the day 0 for 2 with a couple of ground outs to the second baseman Faith Canfield. Her batting average now sits at .291 on the season. She stands in there waiting the first pitch from Blanco. She bunts this one towards third base. Montemurro barehands the ball, fires to first, and gets the out. Another close play over there at first, but a great play by Montemurro to pick that ball up with the bare hand, fire over to Falk over at first, and record the first out of the inning. And this time it's Penn State's coaching staff taking issue with first base umpire John Baca with the call.
So there's always a balance in sports, is what you say, right? Maybe this was it.
The first pitch to Christina Brackpool is taken for a strike. Brackpool 1 for 2 on the day. Single, then grounded out to second base. One out here in the top of the 5th inning. The 0-1 pitch from Blanco is taken just low for ball 1. Runs the count to 1-1. Brackpool on the season, 14 RBIs. There is a runner in scoring position out there on second. That's Ziegler, the leadoff hitter. The 1-1 pitch from Blanco is hit high towards right field. It's Peters running over to try to make the grab, and that's going to land foul. A diving stab by Peters comes up just short.
That was a great, majestic dive by Peters, though. That's what we want to see. That's the kind of motivation I was talking about earlier. Trying to get on every single ball. Very good job.
A great effort there by Peters, but it does just go down as a strike. Runs the count to 1-2 on Brackpool. Blanco toes the rubber. And the pitch. Fouled back behind home plate. As Brackpool stays alive here on 1-2. Ziegler so far on the season 2 for 3 on stolen bases, hasn't run much. Looked like she was timing up Blanco a little bit on that last one, perhaps getting ready to go. Ultimately did not matter as that one was tapped foul. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Brackpool. That one is taken for a ball.
That looked like a strike, to be honest, Austin.
Tara Blanco definitely thought so in the circle, jumped up and down a couple times as if to let the home plate umpire know she thought that one was pretty close to a strike at the least. The 2-2 pitch. That one bounces in there low. Nice block by Katie Alexander. The count has run full, 3-2. Alexander very solid behind the plate today. He's blocked every ball down the dirt cleanly so far. I don't think I've seen one trickle away from her yet. And the payoff pitch is tapped on the ground. Ramirez makes a running stop, fires over to first place for the out. A nice play by Abby Ramirez there. Picked that ball on the short hop, ranging towards second base. The added benefit of keeping Ziegler at second base as she was moving towards the runner. Was able to pick that one and fire over to Aiden Falk at first for the second out of the inning. And as we said, that Wolverines defense holding up strong again.
Ramirez very consistent today, and Penn State just running into stone walls there.
That brings up number 77, Shelby Miller here with 2 outs in the top of the 5th. She takes the first pitch from Blanco for a strike, a little off-speed pitch. The sky starting to brighten a little bit more. If the clouds weren't there, it'd be a beautiful day for some softball here in mid-March, mid to late March here. Second pitch is taken by Miller for a strike. Brings count to 0-2.
I have to say, I feel like this is a great day for softball. I feel absolutely fantastic about this.
We're also sitting in a nice warm booth here.
That's
the 0-2 from Blanco is tapped foul to the left side. Count remains 0-2 here with 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. Miller so far on the day, 2 walks, has yet to record an official at bat. And she awaits the 0-2 from Tara Blanco. Tap towards shortstop, Ari Ramirez scoops, fires to first, and retires the inning.
Very consistent, outstanding job by Ramirez. Again.
Yeah, Abby Ramirez definitely got some work in that inning, couple of ground balls. And that's going to be an 8-0 run rule victory for the Wolverines here. A nice short game here. I messed that one up myself. I was working with 10 runs, but it is 8 runs. That's my fault. That's going to end the ball game here at Alumni Field. A shortened run rule game. Wolverines pulling off an 8-0 victory over the Penn State Nittany Lions. And Marius, what's your recap of the experience so far today?
I have to say, this was a very dominant game by the Michigan Wolverines. I feel like at no point there was any chance for Penn State to actually achieve a lot in the offense because Michigan's defense was just so consistent. Like we said, a fortress, a black hole sucking in every last attempt to score a run. Michigan's offense like a meteoroid, just rushing through Penn State's defense. I think it was a great first game for me, to be honest. It wasn't very exciting. It was just very, very energetic. The crowd was very cool today, very energetic as well. Under blankets, but still energetic, and it's a cool game. I like softball a lot.
Very nice. Do you have any player of the game for us, Marius? Anyone you stick out to you?
I think Ramirez was very, very consistent in the defense. Also, I like steals a lot, so I have to put Kelly Krishna up there. Although she didn't accomplish a steal today.
She did it. She was the only one to attempt a steal, but I have to say, Tara Blanco, brilliant on the day. Tara Blanco's final line, 5 innings pitched, no runs given up on 2 hits and 4 walks. Did not strike out a batter, but more importantly, did not allow a run. That's going to do it here from Alumni Field. You've been listening to WCBN Sports as the Wolverines defeat the Penn State Nittany Lions in their second game of 3. We'll have game 3 for you here tomorrow from Alumni Field on WCBN Sports. Follow us on Twitter at WCBN Sports, or you can visit our website, WCBNsports.org. I'm Austin Falco here from Marius Lex. We'll leave you with a good night and a Go Blue.